All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 in the first best of 3 for Group 4, the final group in Halo Koreans. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map, it's going to be the red Zerg player. For my insanity, it's Sacsri.
And on the opposite corner, blue Protoss player, Rain.
So
With
see
some
if these
soccer
guys...
rectorino.
I like that you roll your R's. I can't do that. So I can do it when I'm drunk, but not when I'm sober for whatever reason. But we'll see if these guys keep it in the pants, so to speak. See if anyone goes for proxies on this one. I do think, though, this is a little more encouraging for Sacsri to, if nothing else, do maybe a little bit of aggression, just because it is Foxtrot Labs. But at the same time, this is the spawn locations that actually lets players take a third base. So we'll see if he decides to play it towards the macro game or not. Same kind of goes for Rain. Rain had a really good hold that game. That was really impressive. I was actually getting really worried when we saw him take some damage in the early game. We recently had Rain in a tournament, and he finished last in his group 4. I was like, not again, Rain. Not again. Not like this. Of course, it's far from that point at this stage.
I think because of the way spawning location works, they're both going for main base starting. So pool first and gateway first.
Yeah, just the safer openings. For Rain, though, I don't know, James. Like, you're really buddy with a lot of these guys. Do you have any insight on what you think he's going to do after getting cheesed out by his teammate to start that series?
Rain's known for his very safe, conservative playstyle. He doesn't like to mix in a lot of funky stuff, some sort of a drop or proxy kind of plays. So I don't know. I mean, there was one time, when was it? Back in like towards the end of the Wings of Liberty days. If he had a win rate where if a game goes over 20-minute mark, he would never lose.
Ooh.
And he's been keeping that identity or branding of himself. He carried it over to Heart of the Swarm and still to this day. So
I wonder if that actually may have been what was on Sacsri's mind when he decided to do something weird like that proxy hat tree. He's like, well, I definitely don't want to go to the late game against my teammate because I know just how good he is at this point of the game.
Sacsri, on the other hand, is completely opposite of how Rain likes to, how Rain interprets the game. Sacsri does a lot of stupid stuff. What did he kill? Did he kill a probe or?
Yeah, it's the scouting probe.
Oh, okay. I thought he killed that the machine thingy.
Oh, the cleaner bots or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
These little guys are cute.
Yeah. Wonder if they make any sounds if you kill them.
I haven't had game sounds on for unit responses in like a year and a half. Because you remember when Heart of the Swarm first came out, a lot of the sounds would bug out. You would get it repeating forever.
Really?
Yeah, so
I did not know that.
one of the ways to fix that was to just mute and unmute your sounds really quick, or just disable unit responses and unit sounds. So I have not had those on for a very long time. I would have no idea if critters make kill noises or not.
Huh. Interesting. But it's always fun having these units talk to you. You click them, you go, yeah.
SCV good to go.
Yeah.
Actually,
And you go,
one thing that
"Alright,
really
you
bugged
go."
me, if you click on SCVs too many times, you do the click and drag thing at the start of the game, just like stay warmed up or whatever.
Yeah.
If you click and drag the SCVs too much, it starts activating their special Easter egg sounds, and one of them is just like a fly buzzing. Oh, it's so annoying.
Oh, the.
Yeah, something's like in the suits. This poke coming, by the way, guys, a very typical poke to see, but the Zerglings almost get us around on the stalker. Time Warp goes down on the Queen. He's actually going to kill the Queen.
Was it
for
worth
this.
it?
He's not going to need a recall. He's not going to need a recall.
Well, you could have taken the Zealot with him.
Look at the hold position versus hold position, by the way. It's actually decides to get in there and kill the Zealot. It does cost him a Zergling. Meanwhile, the stalker does get home pretty safe and sound, and the Mothership Core on his way back, or on her way back, pardon me. So, kind of just a bit of an awkward poke. But getting the Queen, you're asking if it's worth it. You got to kind of argue a little bit. Yes, it'll delay larva injects a small time, maybe slows down the creep spread.
Oh no, I was talking about the time warp. Wasn't really necessary to use the time warp to get the Queen. The creep's not connected anyway.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that is the thing.
Right. So
Either
that's
way,
out
I don't
tied
think
for
I don't
the
think it's gonna be a detriment. Like I don't think this is a situation
No,
where
no,
in the
no.
next 30 seconds he needs an overcharge or anything like that. So it's just kind of, yeah, okay, maybe it was a bit overkill, but not like it was a bad
Okay,
thing.
well, it looks like he will be needing to overcharge.
Yeah.
Roaches are about to pop out.
That's a couple of roaches coming for surezies. There's only sentries out for the time being.
And
We're gonna
lots
see
of
force
links.
fields. I mean, the fight is, where does the fight come down to? I think is the big question. If he has to defend
This
hugging his
spawning
nexus,
Spawning location of the Foxtrot, like this way, it's really bad because he's got like 20, 30, up to 30 more Ling reinforcements with over 10 roach counts. It's gonna be difficult even with that high number of sentries.
well, that's what I'm saying though. It really depends where the fight comes down. You got a couple of rams, you might be able to choke him off at. If he has to fight around the nexus, hugging it, I mean that's a lot of open space and a lot of area for Sacsri to surround from. This is certainly not going to be an easy defense by any stretch of the imagination, but he's actually tearing down the rocks in the back, and I don't think Rain sees this. Okay, he hears it. He hears it, so he's checking out with the stalker. Oh, this is so awkward. It's going to open up a very big, vulnerable back door. Meantime, it doesn't make his third base any safer. 3 cannons are down, but he's got to get a wall in front of it. There we go. Alright, so some force fields to still keep the roaches back. This is really not that many, especially if you can force field a good chunk of them.
Yeah, and they could easily do that too. What, like three force field or so should completely block it out. Cut. I dropped everything in my pocket.
How did you drop things in your pocket? What are you doing? Are you doing like cartwheels while casting?
Skills, bro. Skills.
Okay. Well, the roaches do try and find a way through. Lings are still running around the backside. This is really important that Sacsri, or Rain rather, actually has his mothership core out here, seeing exactly what's going on. Because if he's in the wrong place for even a second, he misses out on those force fields that are going to be so crucial to making sure Sacsri doesn't come in. Sacsri, I guess, deciding, all right, Rain's got a little bit too good of a response, decides to back off. He did go back to droning a little bit behind this, but for the most part, you know, we're going to start seeing that transition into what is hopefully Hydralisk if he really wants to be back a gateway-centric army.
If he wants to make a move, he should make a move right now. Either come up with tech, but the borrow tech is interesting.
I like this. This will be really good for getting around the force fields for now. But
he should be thinking about, because he's got more, like, in terms of unit composition, he has so much more Lings versus Roaches. I don't know about the borrow. Maybe if I were him, I'd probably be thinking about taking the fort. You're already down in the worker count. Macro hatchery is good, but like how much can it do at this point? Because Rain is almost saturated in all 3 bases.
I really like the burrow, but I'm wondering if they'll go as far as tunneling claws. There is still no detection on the map, but if there's one thing that's really good at getting through and away from the force fields, is those tunneling claws. And if you want to pop up shark attack those sentries, usually the best way to kill them. But Sacsri is kind of behind enemy lines right now. This could be both good and bad depending on how he takes an engagement. Like right here, don't fight. Yeah, Blinkstalk is right on top of the army. Burrow's going to finish in a moment. He might be able to save some of the roaches, but running away and not revealing Burrow just yet might be the safer option.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to reveal the borrow yet. He sees a lot of the high roach count. He may be expecting it. Yeah, his first observer is coming out in a minute now. Oh, hiding.
Plays the
Perfect.
traps. So if he waits for the sentries,
He's waiting for the sentries for sure. Oh,
well, that was
he
a
should have
pretty
waited
cool
a little
move.
longer.
I don't know. He waiting too much longer might have been the risk of an actual sentry or an observer coming, right? I think for Sacsri, he knows that at a point there is going to be an observer with or without burrow attack, so didn't want to roll the dice too hard.
Hey, you gotta be the ace of dice.
Dude, what does that mean, by the way?
Because it's all random tournament, right? So whoever, you know,
Oh,
rolls the
because the
better
dice, you're
wins.
the best of the
Yeah.
dice. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it. All right, well, Tunneling Claws is coming out next. He's going to bust down these back rocks. Even if this gets seen, the thing is, it gives the mobility. It's the Roach's ability to actually take a fight, run away, and not get completely destroyed by force fields.
Oh, watch out with the lings. Whew.
Yeah, he almost lost
That
a
was
lot
close.
of his lings if they've been force fielded in.
That
For
was
Rain's sake, I
close.
mean, he's still on this third base pretty comfortably. He's got those cannons up. He's left a large portion of his army here. He does not have everything segmented off to one side. He's not just clumped up in one big death ball. So he's not going to get caught splitting left versus right. And in fact, he gets a lot of force fields to catch some of these roaches on the left.
But still, what sucks is that the worker count is just too low for the Zerg.
Yeah, I mean,
Zerg-
we'd expect to see 70 or something at this point, not 54.
At the very minimum.
Yeah. He's going to try and take a 4th base, and maybe he can make up that difference. But I do fear he's kind of got to this point where he's left Rain alone. Well, not left Rain alone, pardon me. He's been definitely pressuring Rain, but he hasn't actually done any damage to Rain. So Rain's just been comfortably getting towards that +3 weapon upgrade. Colossus are on the way. I mean, this has all been fairly relaxed. He's just been splitting appropriately and responding correctly.
This is a bit of a problem with both Protoss and Zerg players. Sometimes Protoss players find themselves just sitting on gateway tech and just having way too many stalkers. And Zerg too, if you don't tech up enough, you find yourself sitting with just too many roaches. And this is probably exactly why we're seeing so many roaches, and even the reinforcements are just all purely all roaches.
And roaches, while good in the early and mid game, don't really carry you to the late game, and we're getting to that stage. So transitioning onto Swarm Host is an interesting choice. I really expected to see Hydralisk at some point, and quite frankly with Vipers, but Swarm Host will certainly keep him in this game for a time. But massive Blink Stalkers, some good positioning, and a couple of force fields. I mean, Locusts are not hard to get around. Still, though, pushing into this army is a little bit risky. Even with the Colossus there, it's not really a priority target. He's targeting down the Stalkers specifically. And I don't know if this is an intention because he's worried about protecting his Swarm Host or not, but we did have a Zealot Warp in here. Nice high ground pylon, so 4th base from Sacsri is going to die. But 3 drones died for it, so not really that much damage done in that regard, but the actual base dying does suck.
Yeah, I think it's more so of actual base dying. Even though Sacsri doesn't have enough unit count to saturate the 4th base, you do need that. Like it's about time you need that extra base, extra hatchery, and start thinking about transferring your workers from your main to the 4th, because the main's probably all mined out by now, or almost.
Well, the Locusts coming into play are going to add a little bit of damage. They're really, in this low count, not that scary. That base goes down like nothing at all. We got some links coming in from the backside. A Time Warp goes down. He's responding to this quite nicely.
Whoa,
Roaches go for the Shark attack.
Swarm.
Burrow on top of this. We'll see if we get those sentries. If he removes the sentries, the Swarm Host will be able to get a lot of big damage in here. He's blinking backwards and backwards and backwards, and there's no recall available. So this Mothership Core just dealing some damage from above, but right now Rain is in a very bad corner. He does not want to have to fight in.
See, this is the thing. When Protoss find themselves stuck on the gateway tech and having way too many stalkers, I mean, Rain pretty much lost that engagement just because he didn't have any higher tech units.
He did take down 2 bases, 2 very important bases from Sacsri. While he obtains a gold behind this, I mean, okay, he loses his army, and that really does suck, I agree, but Sacsri's not got a lot of money to work with. He's not maxed out, and he won't be anytime soon.
Nope, it looks difficult for Sacsri, even if he finds the gold base and kills it.
It's not the gold base
that's
carrying
tough.
Rain. Yeah, it's like a benefit, not a requirement. Well, Looks are looking to push this back, and once again, some Stalkers taking some damage, but free units are free units. Roaches are kind of borderline almost free units too. Very, very cheap, but whether this Nexus lives or falls, I really don't think that's going to be what impacts the game so much as what he can do for the army trades. Right now, Sacsri is just struggling to get any damage done. We get some Vipers coming out next, Blinding Clouds, Abducts, whatever the case may be. I think Abducts are definitely going to be the weapon of choice for this, but there's so many Blink Stalkers, he might not even be able to get close enough to this Colossus.
Oh, not all the Locusts are going. There you go.
Yeah, a couple a little bit lagging behind. Another big problem for Sacsri, he doesn't have the best creep spread anymore. A lot of this got cleaned up, and quite frankly, the better the creep spread, the longer your Locusts are going to go on the map. I guess for now it's okay because he's fighting defensively, but if he wants to take this anything outside of his own 3rd, he's going to need that creep spread back up.
I have a feeling Sacsri just wants to go for it and hope for the best because he's making more lings. Really, at this point, with 2 Colossus and lots of Blink Stalkers, Zerglings are not going to be able to do much damage.
No. If there was some like Infestors or something to combo with the Blinding Clouds, maybe this works out a little bit better. I mean, a Blinding Cloud does go down, but it doesn't really do much. The Stalkers just simply walk/blink out of it.
Yoinks! Kills once.
I mean, the thing is, if he beats back enough of the Colossus, then all of a sudden his Swarm Hosts have a lot bigger effect in the game. But that's a lot easier said than done with so many Blink Stalkers guarding them. They are being bled out slowly and surely, and Sacsri has managed to even up the overall supply of the game so far. But it's still not going to be enough without a 3rd base, without a 4th base. Good game is called, and Rain will take this first series today with 2-0.
Clean Sacsri there.
Yeah.